one of the things that we've been working on for the past year, and I'm very proud to share with everyone, is that as of today, 95% of all OCI services and all new Fusion customers run on Ampere technology. The reason this is good for Oracle is, well, we receive substantial energy savings. We obviously reduce our power bill. But at the same time, for every single rack that we deploy on Ampere compared to the alternative, we save the carbon footprint that could fly this entire room to Singapore and back twice. So to talk a bit more about what's going on with Ampere and why it's so impactful, please help me welcome to the stage Renee James, the CEO of Ampere. Renee.
Hi.
Thank you.
Thanks for having me. My favorite topic.
As you and I have talked about many times, I know you're passionate about Ampere, and you're also very passionate about sustainability. You've been in the technology industry for a while. You've been working on semiconductors for most of your career.
Yes.
But then 5 years ago, you decided to go and start a new company. What motivated you to go out and do that?
Yes, I have been in semiconductors for a long time, my entire career, actually. There were two twin challenges really facing us that I felt like there was, an opportunity for a new company to emerge that were going after the twin challenges of the cloud, which is increased performance, linear scaling performance, and efficiency and sustainability. And that quadrant of computing, which is higher performance at lower power versus lower performance, lower power, hadn't really been pioneered. And the cloud opened up an entirely new opportunity from a software perspective. Because so many customers like you all were moving to the cloud, because so many of the workloads were in the cloud, we could build a cloud-native processor that was very tuned to the needs of people like OCI and could deliver, in addition, the sustainability that's absolutely a requirement. And this was 5+ years ago. And now with generative AI, that efficiency requirement is even higher.
Absolutely. I mean, at Oracle ourselves, we're experiencing a lot of growth, as you can imagine, right? There's a lot of success happening across the company. And as that growth is happening, sometimes you run into limitations, right? You don't always get the power that you want.
Right.
And so one of the reasons that we shifted so quickly to adopt Ampere technology is because of that power efficiency. It allows us to continue growing our business without bottlenecks.
Yeah, first of all, I'm very appreciative of you guys' adoption, what you call A1, which is the Ampere Ultra line. And certainly the power efficiency has been, excellent. But now we're seeing, in our new generations and as we go forward, incredible performance gains as well. And so I'm very pleased with that evolution. The cloud is unfolding. The challenge is that 5 years ago, frankly, when I talked about efficiency and sustainability in microprocessors, because we used for decades, for those of you that don't know, we used to use power as a proxy for performance. So we would just add more power, because if it was 400 or 500 watts, who cared? You could not air cool a data center that was full of microprocessors and or GPUs that are 500 watts. And there's no possibility that that's a long-term solution, given that most people are being constrained on the grid about how much more power. In fact, some jurisdictions are actually saying you can't put more data centers in. So you're going to have to get more density. So the approach that we went after was a dense, single core, scale out kind of approach in a very, very power efficient way.
Well, as a software person at heart, I'm always
Me too.
I'm always kind of impressed by how you can have fundamentally different approaches that result in different options, right? And I think the work that you've been doing at Ampere is impressive.
Thank you.
To hear a bit more about what we're seeing, not just as an Oracle as a customer, but also from some external customers,
Right.
I think we should bring Mehdi from 8x8 up. What do you think?
That'd be great.
Okay.
Great.
Thank you.
Hi.
So Mehdi, we've been working together for a while. 8x8 is a company that cares about performance, efficiency, and sustainability Can you share with people, what is it that 8x8 is working on and why performance and efficiency is so important to you?
No, absolutely. Our journey with OCI, in fact, started on the foundation of performance and efficiency. At 8x8, we're in the business of cloud communication services, providing businesses globally with contact center solution, unified communications, video and voice on a single integrated platform. And for our type of services, we're dealing with a real-time audio and video over the public internet. It's one of the most difficult applications to be delivered over the public internet. So it's absolutely critical for us to have excellent performance on the compute and on the network side. So very, very important to us. If you guys want to know the whole story, just search 8x8 Oracle. You're going to see a lot of articles on Oracle's website, on Forbes, other places, that how the journey started. But to summarize it, at the beginning of pandemic, OCI was one of the main reasons that we were able to continue providing free meeting services to those who needed desperately at the time. It was a very important time for us to be able to extend our reach and provide these services to hospitals, schools. We had so many great messages coming in. We moved our services to OCI, massive amount of data transfer, as you can imagine. Millions of users were utilizing our services for free at the time. And we saved 80% on network egress costs, which was humongous for us. And we gained 25% performance per node as we were using. But our story just did not stop there, right? It just continued. And the cycle of performance and efficiency is something that I've seen with OCI continuously. We're talking a lot about these things. For example, when the flex shapes were introduced, I think it opened up a new dimension actually in performance and cost efficiency. It was really great. And I believe right now with the Ampere processors, you have taken it now to a completely next level. And the other side of things, network is also super important to us. Your expansions globally, it's been amazing just in the past few years how many regions you have opened up. We have our own global reach technology, so we can deliver the best quality of service to users around the world on the single platform. So contact center users might be all around the world. We want to make sure the best quality voice. And to do that, we need infrastructure in the region. So we keep media and signaling within the region and reduce the latency and the distance you traverse over the internet to get to the end users. So we provided, utilizing your infrastructure, we have been able to reach our customers really well and provide that excellent quality of service. Lastly, as far as the experience with your team, I can tell that it's an amazing team. You have a customer-obsessed team. Let me tell you this. Like, literally the way that we're dealing with your product teams, they're listening to us. It's just similar to us internally dealing with our product teams at 8x8. And our account team and several guys are so integrated with our team, sometimes I forget they're part of Oracle. So that's great, and keep up the great job.
So Mehdi, I know you recently adopted our Ampere A1 offering. Can you tell people a little bit about what that experience was like? Was it easy? Was it hard? How did it go?
Oh, great question. So let me tell you guys a story. Around 5 weeks ago, Clay calls me. We're on a meeting and tells me, Mehdi, let me tell you something. We have these awesome Ampere processors. They're cost effective. They're performing really well, and they consume much less power. So they're great for the environment. And I know you care about all these three. We have moved a lot of our own managed services to them. Do you want to give it a try? And I'm like, absolutely. Let's give it a try. And this is the first time we have been x86 like all along. So for us, let's see how it goes. 3 weeks later, I'm sending him an email saying that, hey, we're live on A1s in production right now, and we have production video traffic on this. And as far as the experience, it was actually much easier than what I thought. I threw this to one of our most agile, innovative teams, our video team, and I said, hey, let's try this out. Literally, they had to just recompile one of the modules, which was native. We were able to find all the libraries that we needed, including a security module that was like a must from our security team. That was available, so we put it on, tested it, the rest of the time was really working on the orchestration and switching the compute shapes that we're using and all of that. We went live. I waited a week actually to make sure it's working really well. And then actually I notified you guys. And the performance, these processors, they don't do hyper-threading. It's very consistent linear performance that we have experienced. Initially, we were conservative, the way that we utilized like the number of processors that we assigned. Then we started to make the machines run hotter. By that I mean like putting more loads on the machines, not because the temperature are lower actually on these machines.
Yeah, thank you.
Yes.
They don't get hotter.
They don't get hot, yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And we're like, oh, they're performing really consistent, really good. So that linear scalability and performance has been really good. And I'm sure you're happy because like your density in the data centers are getting better with these. Yeah. So
look, this is a great. You're happy, I'm happy, everybody's happy.
I'm happy.
Excellent.
So Renee,
yes.
We're here, we hear a lot about all the great things that are currently available and the advantages of using the current technology. How do you see this continuing to evolve?
Yeah, that's a great question. Well, first of all, thank you.
Absolutely.
We've been an 8x8 customer since I started the company, so now I'm
Really
happy
appreciate
8x8's an Ampere customer. We're excited. I mean, running Fusion and the database and applications of that ilk are, profound for architecture to move to that point. The next product is called Ampere A1. We named it that because it's the first one of our own cores that we've designed from the ground up, and have a lot, of course, more cores and more performance, but some very unique features that are important for cloud providers like you all.
Well, and I'm very excited to say today that, along with the new Ampere A1 processor, at OCI we'll be launching our new A2 instance early next year, which will make this great new technology available to all of our customers worldwide.
Yeah.
Renee, Mehdi, this has been awesome. I really appreciate you coming here and telling everybody about your experience. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thanks.